What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we defeated the Radiant Strategist, Soren, with 5 whole arrows. And this time, we are heading back to the Divine Paralogues to continue our week of Divine Paralogues. But before that, I want to head over here to the Records Hall, if it'll show up on the screen, to do our Somniel trip for the day. So if we just examine this. Profile card. Your profile card is a customizable space for you to show off what you've done in the game. Using online features, you can make your card public and exchange cards with other players. So what this is basically a way to show how many people you have interacted with online in this game. And it is something that I have literally never used. I don't have Nintendo Wi-Fi, so I have literally no reason to do one of these. But I like to show everything off, so we'll start at the bottom and make our way up. So, stamp settings, you could choose whether or not to show the stamps that you put on your profile cards. And I will show you what stamps are once we get to my card. Privacy just is whether you would want people to see your card or not be able to see your card. I have it set to private right now because it doesn't super matter for me, because people cannot see my card regardless, and I cannot interact with people online. But the first of the real in-depth categories is photo shoot. And if we just read this, you could take a photo to display on your profile card. Dress up and pose your allies in a location of your choice on the Somniel. Once the scene is set, press plus to enter photo mode, and then press L or R to take the photo. And you can see that you have pretty much the entire Somniel to choose from where you want to take this picture. But I think I just want to go to the plaza. It's the most recognizable place and the easiest to show this off. So you can see, let me actually take my model off here. In the bottom right hand corner, you can see spot 1, spot 2, spot 3, and then Ash has his own place. These spots, you can pick one, so spot 1, and then you go to this, and you can choose the character you want to be standing there. And when I say character, I do not just mean unit or people. You can also pick emblems. If you go down here, you can have the emblems posing as well, which is pretty funny. But I think we'll just use Diamant to show this off. I can actually bring my model back up here. The first of the options after choosing the person that's standing there is the outfit, which you can get more outfits from the clothing shop that is, well, this is the plaza, so it's like directly behind us, actually. But you can see that we have all these different outfits that you could choose. And I think I'm going to put the Cliff Tippet? Let's go with Tippet on him because it looks pretty good. Next up is accessories. We have none because I've bought none. But you could buy a whole ton of those. And then the real thing is idle, which is the pose that they are doing. And you can't see it behind my model, but it says 1 out of 135, which means there are so many poses that you could have this person doing. It's just endless how much you can have them do. That's pretty funny that that he's just like, yeah. But yeah, you could just have the all right. Obviously I haven't looked through all these, but we're just gonna go through and I'm going to try to make the most interesting photo I can. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this is what I came up with. I thought it was very funny of the 2 crown princes being in the background being like, what? And Princess Ivy being in the front, just like, haha, it is I. So we're just gonna go with this. And you can see literally all around the screen are the directions, but to take the picture, and actually to get here, you have to press ZL or ZR, and it changes where the camera is set. And you can actually press X to take off the instructions, and then when you want to take the picture, you just press the L or the R button. So we are just going to take our picture. And we can then just hit A, and it saves. And as you can see here, you can only have one saved picture at a time. And we are just going to back up from here now to show my card. Edit profile card. You can select my card to customize your profile card. You will unlock more customization options as you progress through the game. And community guidelines obviously apply since this is a Nintendo game and everything. So you can see that the picture we just took is right there in our on my card. And again, I need to remove my model to show all this. You can see that my total playtime is 23 hours and 31 minutes, even though we're only about halfway through this game. You can see the birthday, the difficulty, the mode that we're playing on, and we can actually hit X to edit some of this and do stuff like favorite character, and you can scroll down and see literally every character in this game. Some of the I don't think we've even met yet. But sure, let's go with Tiki. I like Tiki. And favorite map. And you can see all the maps that we have actually fought through and have defeated already. And I'm going to put the Radiant Strategist just because of the way that that fight ended last time. You can also see stuff like Relay Trials, which we haven't gone over yet, but we will eventually, and Outrealm Trials, which again we haven't gone over yet, but we will at some point in the near future. But we could also change stuff like our title to have our name and then the title like Phoenix Shadow Dragon or something like that, and I think I'm actually going to put that. You could add the comment, which is the eager to battle. These are pre-selected, so you have to choose out of the list that they give you, but they give you a decent number of things you can pick from. Also, eager star battle. And then favorite character, which is actually no, not favorite character. I'm looking for icon, which is your character icon on the card as well, and you can see all of the characters that we have met so far, including ones that we no longer have access to, such as Marth and Celica. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and customize this card, and I'll be back once I get it to how I want it to look. Alright, and this is what I've came up with. Let me go ahead and remove my model so you can see the whole card. I really like the phrase that I put. It's just optimistic, and it's just really funny to me. But I really like the color scheme. The reds go with my VTuber model and character and everything. Also, Outpresser just looking distraught as ever. It's very funny to me. But this is basically all there is to do at the records hall. And exchange profile cards. You can exchange profile cards with players you encounter in Relay and Outrealm Trials. Exchanging profile cards. If you don't want other players to see your cards, you can change the privacy setting. You can view and delete other players' cards from the menu. And that's all there is to it. So, next up, we just need to go over our bond and support conversations. So let's go ahead and watch through those.
What can this humble liar do for you, Divine One?
I'd like to have a talk, that's all.
I understand. And I'm prepared to accept whatever punishment you have in mind.
Punishment? No! I wanted you to know how grateful I've been to have you by my side.
Wait, What?
That's how I feel. You fight hard every day to protect our allies. There's absolutely no reason to punish you. In hindsight, I think the only reason you lied is that we don't know each other very well yet. So, let's change that. Why don't you start by telling me something about yourself, Yunaka?
Way to put me on the spot.
If you don't want to, then I won't pry. Simple as that.
Okay. Before I joined up with you, I was sort of just wandering, looking for my place in the world. I'd left my old self behind me. Wanted to think I had, at least.
You don't sound very fond of your old self.
Oh, I like her well enough. Others, though, not so much. That's why she had to go. But I like who I am now. And honestly, I've been having so much fun since we met.
I'm glad to hear that. Good talk, Yunaka. I think we should do it again sometime. What do you say?
You got yourself a deal.
Princess Saline, you're up rather late. Is something the matter?
Oh, Prince Alchrist. It's nothing. My sleep was restless tonight, that's all.
Ah, did you have a bad dream?
I dreamt my brother died.
Oh.
This is a recurring dream, mind you. One that I have had many times since childhood. My brother used to be chronically ill, you see. But even now, I can't shake the feeling that he might be taken from me at any moment.
Oh, Princess Saline.
Alfred has recovered since then, make no mistake. He is the picture of robust health now.
That he is. He always seems so brave on the battlefield. It's amazing. For what it's worth, I have those same bad dreams myself. Dreams where my brother Diamant is taken from me, that is.
Oh, do you now?
I do. They're a bit grim, so I've never discussed them with anyone.
I see. I should like to hear more about them, if you are willing. But the hour is far too late for that, I think. Another time, Prince Alchrist?
Of course. I'm free to talk whenever you need a sympathetic ear.
I am so grateful for your support, Soren. Would you join me for tea?
An emblem cannot eat or drink, so I must decline your invitation.
Alright, back to the Divine Paralogue screen. We just need to go down and head over here to the right to Divine Paralogue. Berserker's Hollow is what that says behind my head. And we are just going to go ahead and begin the chapter.
Look! There's another bracelet friend right over here.
You're right. Is this the bracelet of the Brash General?
Yes. I think the emblem is asleep, just as I was. Will you wake him up?
The words came to me as soon as I laid eyes on it. Let's give them a try. Embolden us, emblem of strength.
What a refreshing rest. Hey there, I'm Hector. Was it you who woke me up?
Yes, it was. Greetings, Hector. I'm the Divine Dragon.
Good to meet you. Whew, sure is nice to move around again. You must have had a reason to come looking for me, though.
This world is engulfed in a terrible war. We're trying to put a stop to it. To that end, we were hoping you might lend us your strength.
Well, I've got a good feeling about you. Looks like you've got grit, just like he did.
May I ask who you're talking about?
My good friend Eliwood. In my world, he fought to bring us back from the brink of disaster, like you're doing. Our fight was against a rotten bunch called the Black Fang. They were a real handful. For Eliwood, Lynn, and me, and all our other friends, it was the fight of our lives.
They must have been glad to have someone like you on their side.
Ahem. Well, no need to butter me up. You need help, that's enough for me. But first, let's have ourselves a friendly little competition.
What do you mean?
It's been a while since I've seen any action. I want to get the measure of you in battle.
I understand. If that's what you want, then I'm ready to show you what I can do.
It's settled then. Brace yourself.
Alright, getting into this battle, let's see what units are selected. Those are not good units. We'll take you two out. I want to put you and you on at least. Yeah, I'll put Clan on. And I think that should be good. I did go ahead and put Soren on Saline, just because Saline is one of my best tome users, and with Flare being a really good ability for tome users, it just made sense to put Soren on Saline. And I want to swap places just to make sure everything is good. We'll put you here to try to get you to fly over most of this. And yeah, I think we're gonna switch you two as well. And that should be good. So let's go ahead and start this fight.
Let's get started. Come at me, and don't hold back!
There appears to be a fog-like substance emanating from over there. Be on your guard.
I defeat Hector. Phoenix is defeated if we lose. Not really, because we have time travel, but so these vents are these vents of fog, as Vander put it, are not fog at all. I don't know where he got fog from, but they are actually,
As your steward.
they're actually poison, is what they are. So you want to make sure to keep an eye out for the poison vents and keep your units out from in front of them, because if your units get poisoned, then it's a whole ordeal. But we are actually going to engage Outcrest right now, because I can't cheese Hector like I cheesed Soren, for two main reasons, actually. The first is actually, if I just go over to him like this, you can see that he has 2 health bars, so shooting him with 5 arrows would do at most 1 of his health bars. But he's actually an armored unit, and like he said during his cutscene at the beginning, he is friends with Lyn, and is actually one of the units that is really strong against bow users. So it's just not helpful to even really try to use Lyn's power against him. But who do I want to take out? I think we're going to take out this. I'm doing this basically to get some units out of the way quicker, because it makes our lives easier. In that case, I think we're just going to take out this thief. And super fire arrows across the whole world. And I think now is a good time to start going over Hector's story. It's not a super long story, because this whole thing takes place over the course of a prequel game, so there's actually less to go over than usual. But Hector was actually, or is actually, the youngest son of the royal family of Ostia, and while young, like all of these princes and princesses in this game know each other, he met a prince, and in fact it's the prince of Fure, I believe is how you pronounce it. And that prince is Eliwood, as he was talking about Eliwood being his friend and being really strong. Eliwood's actually one of the main protagonists in the game that he is from, which is Fire Emblem the Blazing Blade. But they basically, once they became friends and everything, they developed a sort of rivalry that lasted most of their lifetimes, and by the point of the start of where the game actually starts, they had fought, I think, upwards of 30 times, and neither of them would be able to tell you who won the most. Also, what the fuck, clan? Well, before we move on with the story, because there's actually a time skip next, I'm going to time travel backwards and try to save this life. So we'll be right back. Alright, now that I'm back from being so rudely interrupted by Clan, we can actually continue Hector's story. And like I said before we skipped ahead, that there is actually a time skip after, or I'm going to do a time skip after their young lives and after Hector meets Elwood. So, basically, at that point, Hector decided to set out on a quest with Eliwood to find Eliwood's father, Albert. And to help Eliwood on this quest, Hector was actually seeking out the power of a legendary axe called Armads. And Armads is very interesting in and of itself because it is the engage weapon of Hector's once you reach bond level 15 with Hector. So if you can get Hector's bond level up a lot, he gets access to this legendary axe that he got during his actual story. But after that point, there's another long time skip where in basically chapter 30 of the game The Blazing Blade, on Hector's story, to be specific, because in that game you have different storylines for the different characters. So in Hector's storyline, you have a chapter called The Berserker, which, if you remember the title of this chapter, should sound very familiar. But basically during that chapter, Hector had to prove his worth in wielding the legendary axe Armads by defeating the spirit of the Berserker Durband, which was the previous wielder of Armads. And that chapter is actually what this chapter is based off of, and the main reason I bring it up. Because, one, it's very important to Hector because that's how he got Armads, but it's also just one of the more important story points within the Blazing Blade, and it's why they picked it to be this chapter as well. But we are only about halfway through this chapter, and get poisoned, fool.
It seems to be poisonous. Be careful.
Oh, it seems to be poisonous. We want to not do what I was about to do. I want to go right here. And yeah, I guess I'll just hit you. There's no point in not hitting you, I guess, because you can't do any damage to me. The reason I'm sending Ivy up this way and not around and up this way is because there's a lot of units in this section specifically, and Ivy can fly, so she could just fly over this wall once she gets over here. But we are going to send you to deal with this one, so we no longer have to deal with this horse unit. That seems like overkill, Phoenix. I'm being honest. It seems like overkill. You cannot reach them. That's unfortunate. But I do want to use you to attack these armor units to at least do a little bit of damage against them. Because if we could take out some of them, we can just run through with our ground units, these three specifically, to get up to where Hector is quicker. And we're just going to open this and take some pure water. You may have also noticed that during this chapter, every time I've defeated an opponent, I've gotten an item, and not a new item, but a very useful item for this chapter called, if we can see it right now, I guess not. It is called the... You don't have one either? Great. Who has one? Where is it? No one has one? Alright, who has it? I'm pretty sure it's called a, Let me just take out this guy. He will have one, and we will get this name, because it's so irritating that I can't remember the name. Shoot this man, and tell me the name.
Is that all?
What are you holding? An antitoxin! It's called an antitoxin! The antitoxins basically heal the same amount of health as a vulnerary, but also heals poison, which is why they're very helpful in this chapter. But we are just going to end this one, and that should be the end of my turn. Basically, I'm trying to get my magic units up to Hector as quickly as possible, because they are going to be the ones to be able to do the most damage to Hector overall. Because since he is an armored general unit, he is much more defensive than normal units. And I think I'm just going to rewarp, and that's toxic. Let's go right here. Hopefully Saline can handle it. We're sending Saline into the fire to kind of... I don't know if the term is catch-up, but that's the term I'll use. You can't do enough damage to him, so let's go ahead and take you out. And then these two are just going to move forward and probably have to get poisoned at some point, because there's two vents right here and these two do not like to move. We'll put you here, and then we'll just move all of these guys forward, and that'll be the turn. All of these guys have basically used up all of their turns of engaging.
Is that all?
Nice crit. That was actually a helpful crit for once. For like maybe the first time in this entire game, we got a helpful crit. It's amazing. And we're carrying so many antitoxins. I am also attempting to pick up all of these treasure chests because most of them are helpful. But if I don't get all of them, I'll just put on the screen what they are. I believe the most helpful one is actually this one directly above Ivy. What do you have?
All flowers eventually wilt.
I'm hoping that we can dodge at least a couple of these attacks and then just start throwing stuns.
All in the name of peace.
That's 2 down. 2 out of 5. Can we go 3 out of 5? I don't know why I got to attack first. Oh, he's using a smash weapon. That's why. That's at least helpful for me. No damage in that one. Who's next? We'll get rid of this vulnerary because the antitoxins are just better. This is pretty brutal, if I'm being honest. Just throwing fireballs left and right without a care in the world. And I'm hoping to be able to get Hector to want to come out of his basically hiding hole. Because he's hiding in a place that gives him some protections, which is really annoying if you're not able to get to him very quickly. We are going to throw some knives at you. Hitting the 33. A 1 in 3 chance and you hit it. How dare you? And who is next? Unfortunately, Yunaka is about to be poisoned here, but there's not a whole ton I can do about it. We'll use the Armor Slayer here because it is the best weapon in this circumstance.
I had to stop you.
And at this point, I might actually just stop moving some of these units over here. Outcrest I'll probably bring up so he can shoot some arrows. But Clan, I don't think is actually going to make it over here in time. So I think I'm just going to make it so he's not really a factor. I can't psych anyone. Great. We'll just move up. We'll move here and have that magic user come towards us. And we will move here and try... Engage. We'll engage is what I was going to say. Definitely. And we're going to just continue using Bolganon to throw sun.
Mediocre.
I cast Fireball. Prepare to die. And another antitoxin, because that's all we can use. Alright, and that voice line literally means exactly what he said. Once you get a certain number of spaces away from him, he will say he needs to start moving, and he will move forward in order to fight the units that are coming after him. This is unfortunate. Yep, okay. That crit was probably the most unfortunate thing possible, and no, I don't need to deal with that. We are just going to back up, and I will meet you at the end of the enemy's last turn. Alright, now back on our turn, we are just going to... I think I really need to move...
I will not be cut down.
Celica back. Because she is in a lot of danger of being just taken out by these forces. And if I move here, I can still bolt them, which is pretty funny. But I would rather use an antitoxin.
I'll manage.
And then we will have these units move forward to actually confront Hector. And just to give us... Oh, do I not... I guess you're not hurt? We'll leave it at that then. Hector is right here. And I think I'm going to put you there to get that. And then we'll open this one, which gives us a Draco shield, which I believe permanently raises defense by 2, which is an amazing item. I'm going to send it to the convoy because I don't need to hold on to it. And this one I believe is just money. Yeah, 2000 G, which is also super helpful. And that's our turn. Let's see what else they got. I was going to say 1 damage should not be terrible. Also, line up in a row to be poisoned, everyone. Oh no, Ivy! Oh, have my hubris. We will attack you. And you're finally seeing Fram be the powerhouse that she is. I think that said 65 damage is what she just did, which is insane, especially for only 10 strength.
Yes.
Now that I think about it. I don't want to go that close. I do, however, want to send lightning bolts from farther away. The more I can damage Hector from farther away, the better my odds of not losing somebody are. We will use the Wo Dao to hopefully take you out before you can attack.
Victory was mine.
And I also don't know how far these poison vents can shoot, now that I think about it.
Another kill for me.
Alright, and then we will send Ivy just over this wall to deal with the backup. And actually, now that I think about it, we are just going to, like I said, I want to deal as much damage to Hector as possible. Plus, I think this is a unique dialogue that you can get from Hector and Lynn. So let's go ahead and see it.
Hey, look who's here. It's great to see you, Lynn.
Likewise, Hector. Ready to put my skills to the test, for old time's sake?
You bet. But since we're friends, I think I'll have to go extra hard on you. Hope that's all right.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
By my hand!
I'll have to go extra hard on you. Meanwhile, from half the stage away. And you can see why I wasn't using Lynn against him. He was at half health, and it didn't even do half of his health. It's insane. And Hector's turning around. That's not great for me. I would prefer him to continue onwards. But maybe I can also convince him to not fight me. We'll put you here. And you, we will rewarp you over to here. I'm basically trying to get it to where I can get this treasure chest before Hector just dies. Is this far enough away? We could do the damage. I'm really hoping Hector isn't able to take out Ivy, because Ivy is not the most defensive unit in the world, and it would be devastating. So let's just go ahead and end our turn and see what Hector does. Okay, Hector goes for somebody completely different, and I'm fine with it. Even this I'm fine with. He cannot possibly kill Celine, which means it's a perfect matchup. That's a long geyser. But I think we're just going to end this here. So let's go ahead and open this chest, see what's inside. An elixir, which is one of the better healing items in this game. And I think I'm going to switch out for the antitoxin because I will not be poisoned for very long. And we are going to engage. And I guess we'll use this. We will not be using that. How to handle you? How to handle you is like this, I think. We handle you by becoming dragon. This won't do all your damage, but it will smash you, which is better than I could hope for, probably. Do a little bit of damage there. Unfortunately, Ivy is not close enough to actually fight. And we are going to... That is simply not enough. How do I deal with you? If I get the crit, I win. If I don't, I die. Let's see what happens.
Okay, give me all you've got.
It's
definitely going to take everything I have to stand up to that axe of yours. But I'm not giving up. I set out to prove my worth to you, and that's what I'm going to do.
Good to hear. Have at it then.
Alright. Any crits?
Sleep now.
Any crits? That gets him to 6. And can you take him out, please? Hector is one of the more tanky of the Divine Paralogues, which makes him actually kind of hard to fight against. But we are able to finally take him out after completely surrounding him and having to get a crit to do so. But even with all that, Saline and Soren are MVPs, and that took literally double the amount of turns that Soren's took. But that is the chapter.
You actually managed to beat me. I'm impressed.
I take that to mean you're happy with what you saw?
No doubt about it. One glimpse of your fighting spirit was more than enough. It took all I had to hold my own against you. You'd be fine even without my help, I'm sure.
No. We need all the strength we can get, and you've got plenty of it. I couldn't have gotten through your defenses without my allies at my side.
Treasure that feeling. I used to think I could protect everyone I cared about with nothing but my own strength. I couldn't have been more wrong. It was only with the help of trusted friends and allies that I survived the Black Fang.
Your friends must have been really good people.
Oh, the best. Talking about them fills me with pride, even now. I appreciate your determination and desire to forge ahead.
Does that mean you'll join us?
For as long as you need it, my axe is yours.
Thank you, Emblem Hector. I'm looking forward to letting you loose on the battlefield.
That's what I like to hear. Good match, Lynn. Can we talk for a second?
I was half expecting you to ask for a rematch. What's on your mind?
Just wanted to make sure you were all right. I got a little carried away in that last round.
Thanks for your concern. It was a heavy blow, but I'm fine. Actually, I'm really happy.
You're happy to get hit with an axe?
Not exactly. I'm reminded of all the time we spent together. You, me, and Elliewood. We trained hard and fought harder, but those days are full of happy memories for me. Seeing you fight with everything you had just now gives me that same feeling.
I understand completely. I'm more relaxed going into battle with you, because I know you'll always have my back. And because you're a cherished friend. I trust you with my life.
Good. I hope you'll let me protect that life now, instead of charging ahead by yourself.
Don't worry. I won't ever leave you behind.
Alright, and with that, we have gained the support of another new emblem. So, we should probably go over him. So, Emblem Hector. You would think that this giant hulking man would be great on tanks. And you'd be correct. But he's not only great on tanks. He's basically great on anyone that you would want to have more defense. I personally actually love putting him on healers, because healers are by far the, I would say, squishiest units, and by putting Hector on one of them, it makes them a lot harder to take out, and it makes it a lot easier for you to chase after your front lines without worrying that the enemies are going to just go around your tanks and target your healers. On that same vein, Hector grants 1 strength, 2 defense, and 1 build, making it so anyone he's equipped to can carry more and take more hits. He also has a skill called Impenetrable, which you actually saw in that last battle, which raises both the defense and resistance of the unit that he is engaged to if they are attacked. And that is actually why he survived the critical hit against Phoenix during that last little bout with him. He also has the ability Storm's Eye, which is, I believe, only our second example of a emblem having an emblem attack, in heavy air quotes, that is not actually an attack. Storm's Eye is actually a stance, and what it does is during the next enemy's turn and then your next turn, during the enemy turn, once you use Storm's Eye, you cannot be broken, which is very nice. During your next turn, during the enemy's turn, you will always follow up, which is also nice since you can't be broken or anything. During your next turn, the enemies are not able to follow up, so you get just basically a free hit against them. And there is a caveat to it. It only works with axes and swords because, you know, this guy is a hulk of a man and only likes to carry around axes and swords for some reason. But even still, it is a great ability, especially if you want to just stand in the middle and take hits. It's basically the ultimate defensive move that allows enemies to just swarm him and let the unit just live forever. But I think that's all I have to say about Emblem Hector. And I think that's going to be the end of this episode. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we head on to our third of 4 Divine Paralogues that we still have to do. But until then, happy adventuring!